Well, hello everybody, it is Al Knight and it is Brony time, and welcome back to Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Yes, we're back, folks. I remember where we left off. We learned that Phoenix isn't Trudy's real dad, that her real dad is this Clint Grammary, I think his name was? Or Kurt. I think it was Kurt. But yeah, and we're entering our second day of investigation. Darian was also accused of, by Lamoire as being the voice she heard talking to, what seems to be an undercover agent Mr. Latouche was, Romain Latouche. So, why was he working undercover as Lamoire's manager? I guess we'll see. But it's time to get right back into our investigation. So, let's go. Back to Sunshine Coliseum we go. Time to figure out what's going on. Oh wow, that's a sweet looking Coliseum. I do gotta say so myself. Whoa, what a great day. It's perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I'm a lawyer. Then you're lucky because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection!" Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Back to the backstage hallway. Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lamoire, I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing you, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. We weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh, you must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place, or so she claimed yesterday. But how? That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. Guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something. The next moment, I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though, the noise was quite frightening. I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. I met Machi before my debut as Lamoire. I was singing in the restaurant in Borginian, and he was playing the piano. Yes, he was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? Machi pretending he couldn't see? Ah, no, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. after I became known as the landscape painter in sound. Must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latouche. Ah, yes. He was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition, as my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded, right. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became Lamoire. I awoke from darkness, into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lamoire is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamoire. I thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. All of this is really crazy, weird stuff. I think we should show her this videotape. See what she thinks about it. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me, that was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes, apparently they hired a professional magician. Valiant Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know. Ah, I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes, when I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to the prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So, can I put it on? No, Trucy, no, you cannot. Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Can you tell us anything more about it? Can I ask you about this headset, Lamoire? You said that all concert staff were wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they are only for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? Signals with a 30-foot range. Alright, let's check the stage again. Because we had that stage lifter, that thing. That song, isn't that the one Lamar was singing? Yeah, you're right, the Guitar Serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full and has won the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy! And indeed it is. Uncle Valence! What exactly are you doing here? I take responsibility in tasks undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The Lamar teleportation illusion. Oh! Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. I remember that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valence can shed some light on this whole thing for us. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamar's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed, the purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, make her disappear like a dream. Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I'm a professional. My illusions are custom made from a time and place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of true Gramarye are concerned. So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go and check it out myself, thanks. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Or everyone tells him that he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifique Gramarye. It was he who began the great troupe Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of something like that on TV. Yet, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled the vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion. Excuse me? That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity, onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner, you mean... Yes, Zach Gramarye, Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles. None. I will see us return to glory. I, Valiant Gramarye. Our founder, Magnifique Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his store, only Zach and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valence and Zach were the shining stars in the Gramarye crowd. Cool, huh? And Zach Gramarye was my daddy. Now that Magnifique and Zach are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valiant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill, coming up. How do we manage to get off topic of the case so quickly all the time? So, he pointed out this piano. Let's take a look at this. That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good, he can't play either. Kind of feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew! Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. What the hell is that? You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look, this was stuck between the strings. Looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. So we did that, we've done the stage. Let's recheck the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? Are you telling me to smile more, Apollo? You give me the second degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Toulouse left. My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Toulouse was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest, you're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? Tell us about that. I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that a little kid outsmarted me. And it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct and he could have shot that revolver. That's not how it sounded in Lamar's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case. About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lamar flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latouse's life. And he went up into the sky with the guitar. Well, 15 feet up at least. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. So what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked so familiar, so I had to examine it. Turns out, it's an antenna. Oh, like a beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. Electronic signal, you say? I think we should show her this switch. It might go to that device. Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press this switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Ouch! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Did she just punch him? Well, now we know that this is an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose, at least, we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo. Let's ask Emma more about this switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you. You were the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking. Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area, let's see, 30 feet from Lamoire's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It looks like it would cover the stage. Kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Guess I best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. What? The speaker for monitoring the stage. It was blaring at the time of the shooting. It's a pretty old model for such a nice place. I guess they don't care about sound quality back here, as long as you can hear it. Not that a loss of fidelity could possibly make that music worse. Good speakers must cost a lot. You have any idea how much a nice one that size would cost, Apollo? Probably a good 10 years of your allowance, give or take. What? But that's almost $600! $5 a month? Poor Trucy. Wait till she finds out you need to buy 2 speakers for a stereo. Hey! We got an achievement. Trucy's woes. What, come to laugh at the murderer? Darian! That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Then Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid. Then explain why you missed your cue, though. Because that is the key to this. This is the key that it could have been Darian, because he was... So about your alibi. You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots and found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage. The guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. Can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lamboire's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is clear. What suspicion? You can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin is stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board. And then there was that the performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian. He's just a perfectionist is all, not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums. The band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on. Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. And tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Wait a minute. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Jerry Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Our first visit to the prosecutor's office. So, this is it. The Gaviner's head office. It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I am asking. What is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh, well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet-like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting quietly so he won't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? She'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What's a replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, the tooth. A tooth? Look, don't talk to me about those Borginians, okay? Just get me that report, chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hiya. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough tea here in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviners, or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes, I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, Air Forehead? I read the funnies. Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song? Oh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know. Oh, does that have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever heard a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? Just endless. Thanks to the case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey! Is that a newspaper over there, too? Ah, yes, the Borginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Borginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Virginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just as serious at this point. The journalist didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Lamar's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine, which is why I had Darian step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamar was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case, quickly if possible. I really love that song. It has such great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamar, if I remember correctly. That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lamar's voice. It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Namois. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo say. It is a memory I hold dear, and that song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump? Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why does guitar suddenly catch on fire? Do you think you could show it to us? Your slightly burnt guitar. I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? Wait a minute. We should really show him that igniter. My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk details about the case with you. If you want to get my attention, bring me something dramatic. I'm not here to get your attention, Gavin. I'm here to get your information. Prosecutor Gavin, about this remote. Wait, excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for the trial tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now. You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah? That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I thought it was one of the staff playing a trick on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear, but the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does the guitar tie into anything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. Seriously, this igniter has to... Do I have to investigate it first? All these little parts, it's pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that, good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says. Not really just saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. So that's... I'm gonna try to present it to him again. Nope. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. Guitar befitting a woman like Lamoire. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginian. That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruins the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamoire's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Excuse me? Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It is called the sound hole. And so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. The examiner is busy with the evidence for the case now, however. So, he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd. The device looks strangely familiar. Maybe now, if we present this igniter, maybe it was the wrong igniter. Let me try to... It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Device, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene, in Lamoire's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime. What could that mean, I wonder? What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption. You think a rock star could afford a fresh steak? Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although, I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? It looks like a lump of plastic. Wait, that phone call. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? This was found in Mr. Latus's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? A replica. It's a small lump, but an inch and a half long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latus was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Oh, if you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borginian, but apparently there is a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh? There's something either Interpol or Borginian doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latus went through all that trouble to become Lamboir's manager, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it. I sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lamoire. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh, thanks for dropping by, ill forehead. Thanks. Why, you gave me so much information. That's Igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. But perhaps you're just a tad naive, Guess I could have hid it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latus was investigating. Hey, that's right. I've been thinking, Air Foreheads. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us, not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside, and I keep a simple goal, to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor, Fraulein, can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the streets. That's pretty simple, too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps? So, we're same in that sense, that we both want to discover the truth. But the question is how far we go to discover that truth. But Phoenix may have forged evidence to discover that truth. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lamboire is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lamboire's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Oh no, is she gonna get killed too? Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. I don't like this at all. This place is deserted. Wonder where Lamboire went off to. Sure, she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful, I guess, but I can't help worry about her a little. I don't know, guys. I'm scared. I think she's gonna be dead. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power breaker must be out for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yipes! It was really dark out there. It's really dark out there. Dark? That's all Lamboire has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like something's changed? Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. That's bugging me too. What you talking about? Guess we'll take a look. What is that? Is it Lamore's body? Hey, that case! Wasn't that open before? Huh? I guess someone closed it. Wait, look! Where the case closes! Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo! Oh my god! Eat, Lamore! Lamore! Emma! We have to get Emma! Lamore was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Juicy just clung to my arm and cried. And me? I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Emma, how's Lamore? Emma, how's Lamore? Is she okay? Ah, we all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. I'm very much suspecting that it was... Now, I've whittled down my suspects. It's either Darien, because he missed his cue. So, if he was on stage all the time, how did he miss his cue? Or it's a Grabbery. Because of all the weird, like, magic stuff that was going on, where the bodies kept disappearing and reappearing and everything. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Lamore! Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room, you were hit? I knew that very moment. I knew the assailant was trying to kill me. No. It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. By the stage, I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah, darkness is my ally. There was a contraband case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I considered that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's short. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lamore? The detective asked me this too. And to her, I gave the same answer I gave you. I do not know. Hey, I know you just, almost died. But can you tell us what the hell this replica is? Lamore, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know his secret identity? As an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean, you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian Cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian Cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Alrighty. Well, we're about approaching on time here, so I'm gonna end this right here. I feel like this is a good enough place to stop before we talk a little bit more about this Borginian Cocoon, which I feel will be like the key to this entire case. But yeah, uh, gotta say, Apollo Justice, as of now, since I'm like a bit halfway through the third case, I can say I don't really hate it as much as I thought I was going to. I will still say it is the weakest so far in the Ace Attorney, but it's not like, I don't know, I always got the impression this was like insultingly bad, but it's really not. I mean, the characters are okay. Um, the relationship between Apollo and Trucy, I'm not as warm to it as I was Right in Maya or Susato and Ryunosuke um from that, and I've yet to see the other two games after this. I'm completely blind into going into those as well. So yeah, interesting. But yeah. So this mystery just keeps getting curiouser and curiouser. So I think now we can rule out Lamoire as a suspect. So that really only leaves Gramarye and or Darian. And it makes sense why Darian would want to attack her. He called her an old windbag, and he was trying to get rid of her. So it's very possible he's the one who done it. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Borginian Time for more content, and I will see you all next time.